know it's only right, that's how we end it. Came all the way from losing to winning. Yeah, I did it. But it ain't just me, it's the whole team. Share it with the whole team. Congratulate the whole team. Cause when you riding like we riding with each other, ain't no I in this. It's the whole team. Share it with the whole team. Congratulate the whole team. Cause when you riding like we riding with each other, ain't no I in this. Tell them line it up. Like a 4th and 1, we sneaky when we slide up. Y'all on offense with no defense, now y'all time is up. We make the hits, y'all take the hits, and now we fired up. 3, 2, 1, don't need no break. Hut 1, hut 2, give it straight, that's how I like it. And we grind it every night to make it hit, now it's exciting. See, they just getting cake, they ain't never gonna get no ice. And all we want is chips, ring fingers looking ice. My day ones had to dance at the beginning, so you know
a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in week 16. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. They start the drive with Cook. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in week 4. And it was the Vikings who won that one on the road, so they'll look for the sweep here in Minneapolis. Last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Again, it's Cook. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. Now, this defense for the Lions, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
3rd and short yardage, Cousins. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. Back deep, Khalif Raymond. Taken from just outside the 30.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt.
And the Lions will take over.
At their own 42-yard line.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. To throw is Prescott.
And that one complete to Stephon Sullivan. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. And that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And he'll wind up getting this to the 32. A play that started at the 16, and that's how many yards they get. 1st down. A 1st down throw for Prescott.
That pass caught. It's Williams.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make...
And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. Now for the point after. It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead 7-0.
The score, Lions 7, Vikings 0.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. On 2nd and 11 now. Cousins. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They go play action. Cousins. That's going to be caught along the sideline, and what a job of keeping his feet in bounds. They say that's a catch. Cousins in step with Jefferson that time. 1st down, Vikings. Now Cook, he's got it off the draw. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Here's Cousins. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And they're going to get this up to midfield. The Vikings at 9-5 now on the year. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
1st down, here's the run with Cook. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play call to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
On 2nd down, it's Cook again. And he's going to get this inside the 30. He'll get 15 and a Vikings 1st down. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
There on the tackle, Amani Oruwariye. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Vikings. Amir Smith-Marset, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
So we'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away.
Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they haven't had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Play fake. Here's Prescott.
He'll get this off to Swift.
Room here to run. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 36 yards on the play. The offense has to love that because that was just a dump down, and then he turned something out of seemingly nothing.
And the best quarterbacks understand that dumping it down is often a good play, a better play than even what was drawn up.
These two teams all tied after one. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Prescott.
That's complete to his tight end, Sullivan.
This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
So, CD, this defense, they know that they have to be at their very best when they're taking on a team here that's in the midst of a winning streak that's now stretched over multiple months, not weeks, months.
I think the challenge they put upon themselves is we want to be the guys to end that streak. And
try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted.
It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 33.
So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine it's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
And a missed tackle there as he pushes forward for a gain of 4. From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. Play fake. Cousins. Out route to Jefferson, and he's got it. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Cousins gives way to Cook. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And some room to work. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, Vikings!
And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy's made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Prescott looks to throw on first.
He'll find the tight end Sullivan complete.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it's second down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 46. Here's Prescott. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
To throw again on second down, Prescott. And his throw is incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
And now on third down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Throwing, Prescott.
That's complete to DeAndre Swift out of the backfield.
And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Prescott yet again. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Finding Williams once more, complete. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
A 4-yard gain brings up 2nd and goal at the 5-yard line.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. And again, it's Prescott. He rifles one that's intercepted.
And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line.
Parker, there's no other way you could describe it because that was absolutely just gut-wrenching for that offense. They were right on the precipice. Points were available. All they had to do was just fall forward, and they were going to put them up on the board. Instead, a long drive ends in heartbreak and a melancholy trip back to the drawing board. How you like it when I go a little bit lyrical for you?
46 yards rushing for him now to this point.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this second down call after that type of a game.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Second down, they go right back to Cook.
And not much there at all as he'll get this only up to about the 11. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Cousins on 3rd and 2. Incomplete. This is Albert Wilson.
And he will have the Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think we got to give it up for him right there. That's a heck of an athletic move for a big man right in the middle of the line. How about the play he makes there? Nowhere to run, and he finishes that one off for a loss.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Cousins. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Lions are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Following the interception, here's Prescott.
He's got this to Williams, complete.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Eluding the pressure right. He finds his man, complete. It's Sullivan.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
Prescott on 1st down. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
And his kick is good. So we've reached halftime here. Let's throw in a broadcaster cliche, shall we? Both teams looking for a gift on Christmas Eve. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. It'll be Lions football to start the 2nd half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports.
Here's Raymond bringing it out. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now Prescott. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
He's got this complete to Williams. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 5 catches for him in that first half, and that's number 6 that we just saw, and also a first down. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
On 2nd and 10, Prescott. Connection made with Chenault. Now, the stiff arm created some space initially, but he's taken down not long after. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Prescott from the gun. That pass caught. It's Williams. Touchdown, Detroit.
I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And now it's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a line foot. The big man, get the oxygen tank ready. He's at the 40. But he will not be able to bring this one back, in the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
Oftentimes when you give up a touchdown, it's really a deflation for your entire unit. And the special teams group, when they run out there, they still feel it, and maybe they don't go after it so much. Instead, they gave great effort there, blocked the extra point, and really gave them a lift after giving up the score.
Yeah, gave up the touchdown, lost the lead, but a nice job to get in there and block it. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Cousins to throw it. Wilson snags it left side. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
2nd and 9.
Here's Cousins. Throw left side complete. That's Cook. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Afitu Melifonwu. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football.
So rare to see any quarterback toss back-to-back interceptions in the NFL, regardless of status or experience. Whether it's him personally or just the offensive game plan, I think this defense is reading something out there, and they're holding the upper hand.
A first down run, not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there, so that'll bring up 2nd and 9. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Prescott to throw this time. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Danielle Hunter make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dive. Looking to throw. Prescott. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Harrison Smith.
And the Vikings are in great shape here as they take over at the 46-yard line.
Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December, right? It is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long.
And the 3rd interception thrown by Cousins. Boy, Charles, that is now 3 interceptions in 3 consecutive drives, and you can see he's just got a look of disgust and bad body language, understandably, as he walks off the field.
And I think it comes from the fact that he's not sure what he sees down the field, Brandon. I don't know if he's seeing ghosts. I don't know if he just can't read defenses. I'm not sure what it is, but that's why he's frustrated. Think about the defense right now. Every time they run on the field, they've gone from hoping to intercept a pass to expecting to intercept passes. Their confidence at an all-time high right now.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
You know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. This is caught by Williams. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Third quarter action, and we appreciate you spending your Christmas Eve right here with us. 2nd and 10. Prescott. He'll get this one to the Golden Domer, St. Brown. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 25-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. They'll send the tight end in motion. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. First down, Prescott. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. To throw is Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and we watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. In motion left is Wilson. Off the play fake. Cousins. That is caught by Thielen. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They'll run with Cook. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or two in this situation.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Throwing, Cousins.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. This will wind up a loss on the play. And now we've got a 3rd and goal situation. On play action, Cousins. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
A nightmare on 3rd and goal. He's sacked, and multiple players broke through the line to get him.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Well, the bad news, they had the turnover last time. The good news, their defense only surrendered 3. So now we are set up for a great finish, all tied here in the 4th.
A little bit of daylight on that 1st down run sets him up nicely. 8 yards on the carry.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going. And also, you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in the mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground.
They did a really nice job there defensively to strung the play out. Didn't give them a cutback lane. On each play, we have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. It's a keeper with Prescott. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the 1st. 2 yards is the pickup, and it's good enough for a Detroit 1st down.
Well, they pick it up on 3rd and 1 on the quarterback sneak, and that's not easily done because there are extra bodies in there on the defensive side, and they're moving forward at the snap.
Yeah, I was certainly expecting a handoff, weren't you?
Yeah, I totally was. I thought they'd go with it back, maybe try and get a lead blocker in front. But as you talk about in different games, those guys with confidence in their offensive line, they just want to move forward and get it.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Once again, it's Swift.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3.
They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up.
It's a room to maneuver. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards.
Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end of the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify. I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. Prescott yet again. Able to complete this to Chenault. He's going to have the first down and then some. Touchdown, Detroit. LaVisca Chenault. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Lions have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the fourth.
The kick is good.
They do tack on the extra point as well, and they will take a 7-point lead. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But you also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now Cousins. A quick throw, but incomplete. 3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. And if you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback and then make sure you blanket the field.
And he will have the Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Cook up the gut. And some space here. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Cousins. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Smith. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Dave's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Cousins to throw.
And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Picked up by Afitu Melifonwu. And the Lions have just about sewn up this football game.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. It's a pickup of 13, and with that 13 yards, this ball game just about over.
And the Lions first down.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions.
Well, Charles, I mean, when you look at the stat sheet, ultimately one